My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Nunas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
And Sky.
And if you went to the K-pop it was the K-pop social night podcast festival to see us, thank you for coming. We had such a good time.
It was a lot of fun.
We created possibly the best rom-com in existence.
It's a rom-com I would watch.
Yeah,
so.
And so, keep your eyes peeled, because there might be something more of that coming in the future, my liebchens. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today, we are having a little sort of tie-in episode to an episode we had not too long ago, where we talked about a gentleman that we all really enjoy. That is the Taiwanese actor Jasper Liu. So handsome.
Dimples.
So sweet. So much dimple. Very dimple. Very cute. But more than that, very talented. And we are going to talk all about that. Also, for, some of the ladies in our age bracket, he's 33. So,
so he's a Chingu to me and Natalia.
That's right. Well, actually, he's a year older than us. His birthday is on August 12th. So.
So.
Jesse's like, ooh, I guess he's.
I was more on you. It's like, he'd be your oppa, but not really, because he's Taiwanese. So that's weird.
He would know Chingu meant, though. He would know.
Yeah, listen, he knows things. He's been on, Korean television.
Actively learning Korean. He wants to break into the Korean, entertainment. That's, a goal of his, so he knows some words.
It would be so fun to see him pop up in a K-drama.
Oh my gosh. Just waiting for the day. Please.
If it was a rain drama, if that thing we read about him being in Taiwan being called the Taiwanese Rain, if that's true, it would be cute if he had a cameo in one of Rain's dramas.
That would be really
cute.
Like
cousins or something, he's the cousin who lives in.
I'm just scrolling through just a little website about him, and it says he sports his signature broccoli hairstyle.
I was watching an interview about that.
One of his nicknames is the Village Chief of Broccoli Village, because his curly hair resembles the top of a broccoli head.
Yes. He's so cute. He's so cute.
But yeah, the Taiwanese rain thing, I think it'd be funny if it was a rain drama, and they would, in the drama, supposedly go to Taiwan, but, let's say that they don't actually travel. They just do another stage thing. Yeah. But then they'll just have Jasper there being and then they have this weird exchange of, hey. It'd be nice to talk.
That Spider-Man being you. Yeah.
I could see that definitely happening in a variety show, especially now, since Rain's been doing a lot more variety stuff. It's just them showing up, maybe on Running Man or something. Oh my gosh, Jasper on Running Man now that he's gone through
so
together.
Do you think that Jasper has been teaching himself gong so he can perform Rain's song? That would be really funny.
I'm gonna be a bad boy.
Bad boy. That would be awesome.
Together was not his only foray into Korean variety shows, because he did appear on The Return of Superman.
In the most adorable episode.
It was so freaking cute.
I love it. I've watched it several times. They brings joy every single time I've seen them.
Oh, so it's that's the Korean one, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because the little kid starts to, tries to learn Mandarin for him, and we're, trying to, decipher.
The little kid, my husband Matthew and I have, a nickname for the kid and the kid's dad, and it's Genius Kid and Stress Dad, because the dad's always really stressed, but the kid's, genuinely really smart. So it's just, the dynamic of then adding, sweet he had like a real himbo flavor to him in the episode, like sweet, caring, but like does not know what's happening.
Well, yeah, because he literally can't understand the language.
And so it's like
the kid is so adorable in it because he tries so hard to make sure that Jasper understands everything, but then he also pretends to be the interpreter of Jasper. Like, so Jasper will like kind of like try to say something, but then he'll also like use like Google Translate or whatever and get it done. And then the kid will turn to his dad and repeat the exact same thing. And you're like, this is adorable.
So cute. Oh my god, he's so cute. Like, just everything about it is adorable. But he doesn't just appear randomly on Korean entertainment shows.
That's not all Jasper is.
He is a very well-known actor in his own right. Mostly in, well, he's Taiwanese, so he makes Taiwanese television and films. But he started out as a model, but did not do great at modeling. Like, it's like he just,
I feel like he did well, but it wasn't like he was booking enough
big gigs. Yeah, he wasn't making a lot of money in it.
It wasn't like he wasn't getting jobs. It was just the jobs he was getting were kind of low paying.
But then he had a cameo, basically, and people liked him. He was a minor supporting role in the drama In Time With You, which had Ariel Lin and Bolin Chen, who are both like huge actors.
I tried to watch it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a very strong love of the Japanese version that just like aired last year, and it's different enough, especially in the tone, especially in the first episode, that I couldn't get to like Jasper area. But like if you actually watch that show, like it takes a while for his character to come in the story.
Yeah.
But I've heard a lot of good things about it though. When I was watching the Japanese version, nonstop I was hearing from other people who say that's one of their favorite shows of all time.
But anyway, his curly hair was what made people recognize him. The old broccoli hair. And his cute face, because he does have such a cute face. And then he just took a bunch of other little supporting roles until he got his first lead role.
Well, in Confucius in 2012, he had the main role.
Like those, some of the things that he had main roles in, like Amour de Patisserie was a main role, but it was a small web drama, I think, is what I read about it. So, like, I wonder if that's what some of the, like, it's a main role, but in something so small that it feels like,
Confucius, just offhand based on the poster, it looks like a funny university-based comedy silly show. So, like, it probably didn't leave a huge mark on the landscape of drama world at this time. So the I Love You, Love I in 2013, was and that also, kind of his...
No, Amour et Patisserie was his, like, first big one.
Yeah.
And then it was followed up with I Love You, Love I. Like, as soon as that happened, it's like, support roles? Nah, he no longer in support roles. He getting the main every time from then on.
I just loved his dimples, and they're like, sure. I want to see him more. Give him a main role.
Yep.
I mean, he's a good actor. Like, it's not like he's terrible, so.
It's not like we're like, he's only getting acting roles because he's cute. No, he's actually a very good actor. We talked a lot about him, and we did an episode on Triad Princess, which he also starred in. That was a Netflix show, and he was really good and really cute in that, so... But, like, that could be said for all of his roles. He's really good and really cute.
Pleasantly surprised, which I'm still in the middle of watching. Because
I have watched it all.
Because I got 8 episodes in, and then it got put away for other things, because I was in a Jasper Liu moment, like, a couple months ago. So I tried to revisit it, but then I was remembering, like, oh my gosh, the plot actually has a lot of complexities to it that I knew I had totally forgotten. So now I'm having to backtrack all my 8 episodes, because enough happens in that show, even within just a handful of episodes, that you have to, like,
it's definitely like it's rom-commy, except it kind of verges. There's a lot of times when it kind of gets into Bokjong land and everything gets really heightened and really crazy, and you're like, that brother's a little crazy. But like overall, it's a pretty cute show. Like it was one of the like one Taiwanese dramas in the rom-com land that I've actually enjoyed, because most of them I have actually found that I don't get through.
I really appreciated the role opposite his, Puff Gao, however you say her name. Yeah. She, because I've seen her in other roles where she's very, very, very bubbly, and I'm used to seeing her in that type of role. Mm-hmm. Seeing her pleasantly surprised being a much more serious character, I really enjoyed seeing her.
I do think that like maybe that was kind of a turn off on a lot of people, but like I always thought that the show, within like how it's written and to an extent, it showed why she was the way she was.
Oh, yeah.
Like it gives you a background. Yeah, wow. So it's like, yes, she's kind of a miserable character, but she has reasons for it. It can be like draining watching her, but like you know her background, so you know why she is the way she is. So like, yes, she's gonna be that way.
It's not like
just like
a field.
Episode and a half into it right now, but like I like it a lot. I went to check out the other one that they star in, and then I was like, nah, I can't right now because I'm in this one. So like
it's a
watching them
change.
in two different dramas, and like, I was just like, I can't do both at the same time. It's too weird. So I was like, no, we're out. We're gonna stick with the one for now. So stick with the old one. It's cute. It's on Viki, but on Viki it's called Love Myself or You.
Yeah.
So if you go looking for it, don't look for Pleasantly Surprised, because on Viki you won't find it that way. So just be aware.
That's such a difficult title, because there's another Taiwanese drama that's titled very similarly to that. Fall in Love with Me. Is that all? I think there was another version of this title. It was like Fall in Love with Both of Me or something. That's very confusing. So dual role, Aaron Yan, craziness. Just beware, different show. But Pleasantly Surprised, like, you know, I'm not all the way through it or anything, but it's very engaging. It's great. And like I said, plot-wise, and the reason I would say it's kind of Mokjong is, I remember when I kind of stopped at around 8 because I was busy with other stuff, I was like, it almost feels like I've watched an entire drama 8 episodes in. A lot happened just within that period of time. And I was kind of getting stressed out to where I was like,
it does go on some rides, but then it gets back to like being like happy and sweet, and like especially with like the kitchen, like the whole chefs.
There's so much cooking, and the cooking, like, that's another warning for people. Do not watch it on an empty stomach, because oh my goodness, like they go hardcore on the kitchen and they are showing you all the details, and like it's very good looking food, and it made me very, very hungry.
So after Pleasantly Surprised is When I See You Again, which I have seen that one.
That was my second ever Taiwanese drama.
Oh, did you really enjoy it when you watched it the first?
I did really enjoy it when I watched it. And I mean, he was a big part of that, because he was just fun and cute. I mean, even though he was like, you know, it's like a revenge tale, but like
it's like Jasper, not at the same time, like,
and he's a dork, and you're like, like it's
the softest revenge tale of all time.
Yeah, like the thing he's getting revenge for, it's like, it's really not.
Yeah.
And I gotta say about the poster for this, I think a long time when I was just into Taiwanese dramas before I found K-dramas, I would see the poster for this and I would be like, I don't know, she's shrunken on the poster and he has a magnifying.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
I thought it was like the whole like My Miniature Lover thing, and I would just
say like that J-drama, yeah.
No, it's not.
I pull it up on Netflix and then I'd be like, nah, that looks weird. And then I was like, no. I don't know. I watched Behind Your Smile and I was like, okay, maybe I'll give this Taiwanese one a shot too. And then it was like, oh, like she's not little, so I don't know what's going on. But like, okay, cool.
Like that's metaphorical. It's a metaphorical small person.
So don't let that screenshot or poster throw you off.
It has literally nothing to do with the show whatsoever. Literally nothing on that poster has anything to do with what you're about to watch. In that show, he wears some of the brightest colored things, and it is fantastic. They also gave him a unibrow for a while, because, like, it's sort of like they Princess, Diaries him, where he goes from thug to fab. Like, normally when you do these, you're just like, but the person barely looks any different.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, they actually, they pulled it up. Like, they gave him a bad wig, they gave him acne, they gave him a unibrow, and then they're just like, amazing! He no longer has any of that and is hot now. Which is, like, the old makeover. Like, that's always a fun nonsense plot. But at least they didn't, it wasn't an offensive makeover. Sometimes these shows can have offensive makeovers. Yeah, so, this was just we plucked his unibrow and gave him some.
He hit puberty and figured out how to style himself, and many of us do, right?
And he stopped wearing a neon green tracksuit, and suddenly he's hot.
Grew up.
Yeah. A little bit of a glow up. It's fine, man.
It happens to people. Yeah.
So I will say about that show, I did enjoy it. However, one of my things ever since I've been young, when I'm watching a show that has a lot of miscommunication in it.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
And it is a soft revenge tale, but it hinges on a lot of miscommunication. So it's like, and
it's it hinges a lot on people assuming things that are not the case, or misinterpreting what people do.
And I mean, that's a typical drama for you, but I'm just saying, the revenge plot hinges on a lot of assumption and miscommunication, so it's
That's the one that has the sort of, redemption arc side couple trash guy, too, doesn't it? I feel like
it's a struggle.
They try to make, redemption stories on, the crappiest people. You're like, no, they should, perish. I want them to have the worst life after this.
Oh, that was rough. It was a rough go.
But that's really Taiwanese dramas, rom-com dramas in a nutshell at that point. That's so common.
Taiwanese rom-coms really are classic K-dramas. They still do a lot of the stuff that I think K-dramas have started to phase out on, so that's a little kind of jarring if you're kind of used to some of the newer K-drama stuff. You don't see wrist grabs as much in K-dramas now, but you will see them in the latest Taiwanese drama.
Yeah.
But this one's on Netflix, which is a good thing, because a lot of his stuff is not really accessible.
It's hard to find his stuff.
Yeah.
It's also on Viki too. That drama is also on Viki. So you can watch it anywhere, basically. They really want you to watch this drama. It's a fun drama. He then followed that up with a sadder tale.
It's not.
Well, it's not sad. It's not sad, but the plot seems like it would be sad. But it's cute. It's cute. He plays a ghost in the next one, basically, with "I Am Sorry, I Love You," where he's.
I watched the first episode of it. Mm-hmm. That's all I could get through. It's rough. If you have to really love comedy, and you have to really love seeing just really gross comedy too.
Yeah.
Because the main male lead is the classic otaku who can't do anything and is really gross and just disgusting, and the nerdiest, geekiest person they could ever try to hype up to 1,000 degrees, it's a rough. Yeah, I went into it, I was like, maybe it's gonna be a cute little thing, and then I was like, oh no, it's not. Oh no. I love you, Jasper, but no.
Get that cheddar, son.
Yeah, I mean, his character is a ghost, but at least he's a little bit, he's a nice guy, and at least the first episode, I don't know.
And that one is on Viki, I think. No, it's not. I kept on trying to. It's places.
It's places.
If you go on an adventure, You can probably locate it.
But then you start running into a lot of these that you can't find really anywhere.
Yeah, there's a chunk where you really can't find them.
No. So, yeah.
Weird.
Like, I tried to find my bittersweet Taiwan because I love war stuff. No, nothing.
Yeah, I was really trying to find some of like the things that actually seemed a little bit like darker, a little bit less comedic, and it was actually harder to find.
And then like one that I really wanted to watch was My Goddess or My Plant Goddess. He did that in 2018, so really not like that long ago.
Yeah.
And the main actress, Annie Chen, like she's so popular.
Yeah.
Even in the dark corners that I sometimes go to, not subbed.
Yeah.
It's just
not find
ridiculous.
It now,
Because I remember wanting to watch that when it came out.
We want it. Give it to us. I guess we'll just have to like learn Chinese.
So to talk about the ones that we haven't seen because we cannot. Lost Me 2 Season 2, Mary Sue and Jack Sue, My Bittersweet Taiwan, which that one did look fascinating because it's a war drama.
Yeah.
Even 52 episodes, but it looked like it was probably really good and meaty, but like can't find it anywhere. My Plant Goddess. Then we get to Before We Get Married.
Oh
boy.
I finished that one finally because of this episode.
Oh, you hadn't finished it?
I hadn't finished it. I was on episode 4, and then I kind of was like, no, and then I finally just was like, Jesse.
Oh, you took the plunge. And
I took the plunge.
Before We Get Married is a choice.
It's a choice. It's definitely not like a comedy. If you're not into like even kind of brief hintings of infidelity, it's not your show. It's also very much not a lot of consent. I mean, there's a lot of grabbing. She doesn't have much of a life in this show. Yeah, it's hard.
There's a lot of manipulation going on.
Yeah. It's kind of rough. There are some parts you're just like, oh, that's not a choice that he should be doing.
Right.
Jasper's character is actually the like good one out of the guys, but still, like he does some things. I'm like, no. I'm sorry, no.
Right. It's a tough go. Now it is well acted.
It's actually like it's done well. Like so when you're watching it, you're like, this is done well. This is just really a lot of horrible people and doing horrible things. She doesn't really have much of a say, even though she needs to have a say, but she's not even allowed to have a say. Just it's hard to get through. I mean, but it's
So this is the drama that has Puff in it again.
Again, yes. They reunited.
I've heard like other people really like it. It wasn't terrible in terms of like production and acting, even like the story, like because it definitely gets more like heavier into like the Mokdong territories, but it's just really darker. With Pleasantly Surprised, there's still a little bit more like lightness to it. Like it feels kind of like it's supposed to be crazy, but like the Before We Get Married kind of gets into like kind of dark, but then also kind of like has moments where it's like completely boring and you're like, what is this show?
Like his character was pretty fascinating in it, I found. And yeah, her character, you almost feel suffocated the entire show because of her character not having a lot of choices in her own life. Like it's
like from everyone. It's from her fiance, it's from her best friend, and it's from him. I think like the only person that is like the redeeming person in the entire thing is the Jasper's character's girlfriend's sister. She's like the like good one in the
yes,
because
she keeps on trying to knock sense into her sister like all the time. She's
like,
a realist.
Come on. Yeah, she talks at both of them. Like I will say, I think it'd be harder for people, especially if you're not like really into like relationship drama, like or just like issues with that. I think it could actually be not a good thing, but I don't think it was done poorly. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes people, that's what they look for in a drama, right?
Yeah,
they like that, right? So, you know, if you like that kind of a drama, it sounds like it's probably a good one for you to check out, you know?
It's a ride. Like, If you want to buckle in for kind of a mahjong ride.
Yeah, and I would say like the first episode, you know what you're getting into, and it continues to be that way. So at least you have kind of like a gauge if you wanted to go into it. It's also on Viki, so it's accessible like freely, easy.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see him in a role like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
since he's often like the bestest boy on the face of the planet role.
True.
It's because he has such a sweet little face that it's like.
I mean,
Which
he just
means-
in general, his persona,
Yeah.
like he's a very like sweet and genuine like guy, and you're like,
I
this is, him.
definitely want to see him as like a badass villain though, like because I feel like that would be so much fun. Just fun. It would just be fun. I just like villains. What can I say?
So we need to take a detour and go back and talk about his films for a second.
Yeah.
The first film was Live at Love. Can't find that anywhere. He was main role in that though, so yay. That was back in 2014. Then he was in Second Chance as a support role. I haven't seen that anywhere. You can locate Take Me to the Moon, so I did watch
Me
that.
too.
Oh,
I
you
watched
did?
it. Yeah.
What did you think?
I think it was cute. It was a cute little like coming of age
Yeah.
kind of other things. I don't know.
Right.
It might be like a spoiler. So
I guess it is kind of a spoiler.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done, and it was well acted.
The girl who's currently in Lost Romance. If you're watching that with Marcus Chang.
Vivian
She's the
Sung.
main lead. Yeah. She's really great in it, and she plays a singer, and she's so good. And there's like moments when she's actually singing, like it's like her live, them recording, like and she's a good singer in it too. So it's one of those really nice, where like the person's playing a singer, and she's actually as good as the character's supposed to be.
It's nice.
There's some special effects, and they're all done well. There's kind of a music theme in it, which I'm always soft to things like that, so I thought that was really nice. Actually, the entire film was dedicated to a musician who was passed, I think.
It's a nice, it has a big chunk of it where it's just them in high school, so it's kind of like more high school movie, essentially. But yeah, I think it was fine. I wasn't bored with it, so.
I thought he did a good job, too. Like, it was a very emotional role at times, so he portrayed that pretty well. So that was in 2017. Then in 2018, he was in More Than Blue, which for a lot of people, that's like, when you're watching together, and his fans will be like, what's your favorite thing that I've done? A lot of times, they'll be like, More Than Blue was my favorite.
Well, it was the highest grossing Taiwanese movie, outside of Taiwan.
It's also a remake, a Korean movie remake. Just in case, I don't know, I didn't actually research to see how closely they are related. So, I mean, they could be dead on.
An older Taiwanese one too, I think.
Okay.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
And no, it's not on any. I wish it was like on Netflix or something, because I would probably
should be on Netflix. Like, this is actually a movie I would be like on Netflix.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like a perfect film, like for a Netflix crowd. What am I saying? Like a Netflix crowd, like not like everyone has Netflix, but you know what I mean.
It's a good kind of like general. A lot of people can get into it, and then like also, I just feel like it's a good weekend movie that you were just at home with nothing to do, can pull this up.
My drama list says that they are making a Taiwanese drama remake of it next year. Starring Natalia, starring Fandy Fan from from history. So
I could see it, but that's gonna be a ride.
Yeah.
A 10-episode series, it says.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, okay. Oops,
it has, who's the main lead, the girl in it?
Ivy Chen?
Yeah, she's great in it. Really good in it. I mean, Jasper's really good in it too, but like she's just some of the like parts towards the end, it's just so good. I don't want to spoil things.
It's really well acted. Production value is great.
I mean, like within the first 5 minutes, it's a sad movie. Like going in, it tells you at the very beginning what's gonna happen at the end. But
Jessie watched it first, and I messaged her. I was like, "Can I handle it?" She's like, "Well, I drink wine before I watch it, and I cried, so I don't know what to tell you." I'm like, okay. And I boo-hooed, but I did not get a headache. So like that might tell you how far. I don't know.
I didn't come off of it feeling like super like, drained. It was good. Just the story was really good.
Yeah, it was a very satisfying story, so I think that helps soften it a bit when it comes to like the after effect of the sadness. It doesn't stick with you quite as long, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
because it wasn't a shocker either. Like,
yeah, you literally 5 minutes into the movie, it tells you what happens.
Yeah. When the sad ending is the right ending too, it's sad, but it's okay. Sometimes the sad ending is the right ending for the story.
Yeah, if it had ended any other way, it would have been weird.
No, yeah, there's something that happens that correlates to the sad that, like, especially the female character does, and that's like probably that whole part is what really got me the most, and just I definitely recommend it. If you're like only gonna pick one movie that he's done, I think you should go for that one.
I really enjoyed Take Me to the Moon as well. If you're not super super sad.
Anybody who's listening, all of you, go to the Netflix request page, go to the Viki request page, put all of these titles in.
Especially now, they have 2 Jasper shows on there now. Netflix might be willing, or 3 technically, so Netflix might be really willing to pick up any Jasper show.
Definitely More Than Blue should be a Netflix thing. Like,
yeah.
And he's graded together. We did a whole episode on that, but he's a little ray of sunshine.
Yes.
Ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. He's so sweet.
There's also an upcoming drama, 12 Legends. I think it's Chinese
sounds
rather than Taiwan.
It sounds so fun.
And it has someone in it. Is it someone from Pentagon? Someone's in it.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Oh. Isn't he in an upcoming show that's not listed here?
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's not listed here.
Because they're definitely not going, it's not going to be out until next year. Because I think they're just in pre-production now. Ooh, I just was looking at the photos they had on MDL for the 12, what is this called? 12 Legends.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
Fun.
I can't tell when it's coming out though. Like,
well, it says 2020, so.
Well, but we all know 2020
but
is
it also says December 2020.
Yeah.
That's what
they do. They don't have a date for.
It's a historical romance fantasy.
Oh,
it makes you
really
wonder.
Good in the photos
It makes you
too.
wonder if they're gonna dub him. I sure hope not.
But also, it's a Chinese one, so part of the reason why it might not have a date could be in their most recent list of dramas that can be out and stuff. They're cracking down harder on fantasy now. It can't have strong fantasy elements now.
Strong fantasy elements.
Then you can have gay couples, but not too gay, as long as it's clear that they're just friends at the end. Then, and you can't, you can have romance. Your rom-coms can be romantic and sweet, as long as they're not too sweet.
It's all very subjective, like, I feel like China's really got to lay off on this micromanaging their television shows, because, like, I feel like just as, like, a national policy, they probably have bigger problems to be dealing with than, like, how many fantasy shows are coming out this year,
It's
So,
like hard to gauge of how a romance is sweet, but not too sweet. Okay.
Found it.
Use for my talent.
With Pentagon's Yanan.
So that is an upcoming Jasper Liu drama sometime.
Oh, that is on it. I think they renamed it to, on my drama list, if we're looking at plot-wise.
My Dear Neat Freak.
Yeah, because it says it's a remake of Clean with Passion for Now, and that's
I didn't know that.
And it seems like not quite the same plot, but like vaguely the same plot.
And the poster reminds me a lot of the poster for like with the little people and the. It's also probably not about tiny people.
They always want to get us when we think there's gonna be tiny people, and it's not.
You know, if there wasn't a drama with tiny people in it, we wouldn't be so confused.
That's true.
That's true.
I don't know what's
an actual thing.
Especially another name for this is cleaning elves. So like,
which is probably why they made them little.
It could have been. Oh my god.
Yeah, if you read the plot and if you've seen Clean with Passion for Now, it does sound different on some.
Yeah, but like
level.
not that different, but it's just like they really give away the entire plot of
Yeah,
the
maybe
show.
don't read that.
Yeah, like they're really giving it away. Like
even the ending. Thanks.
yeah, like okay, my drama list.
Spoiler
Like
alert. Come on.
ruin the show before it's even filmed. Like good job. But you know, I find like Chinese shows do that a lot though, because what they'll do is they'll have like these really long opening and ending credits. And the opening credits are fine, but the ending credits will literally show you the entire show. Like it'll show you like brief moments of everything that's going to happen. So it's just like, okay, well, I guess that's gonna be a plot point.
Cliffhangers are not a thing in C-dramas.
I watched one on Netflix this past year, and it was like a Netflix sponsored or Netflix original C-drama, and so it gave you the like skip intro, skip end option, and I was like, yes,
No, like that, like every time. And and for like a while on my Roku, like you couldn't fast forward without it like freezing, and you couldn't skip to the next episode until it went through the whole. So I had to just sit there and be like,
You're like, right.
okay.
One thing about the way Taiwanese dramas get edited, be it on Viki or something, whatever theme song they have, you can tell the way they air it is probably in 2 like 30-minute chunks or something, like the feel.
Or just like the constant commercial breaks.
There's some commercial breaks that you can tell they happened, but they'll have a lot of breaks of that theme song.
So I'm sorry if you hate that theme song, you're gonna be hearing it all the time.
Taiwanese dramas have like a weird credit roll, right? Like so that song plays, but like there's also like an opening credit sequence, but they have like 3 or 4 of them that they air just randomly in the middle, and they're
like interstitials, like just like it'll be like 15 seconds of like the two characters being like, oh, like hey, like pointing at each other, like being like, oh, like what's like just but like has nothing to do with anything happening. Going on.
I watched, and like in Behind Your Smile, they're really, really good ones, and that was my first Taiwanese. And it's like
you get like
really good, but
you
you're
like shishi, so you're like, yes, this is great.
But you're also like, I'm like rewinding. What did I miss? Did I look away? Like why are we here now? What's going on? And then I just like,
that's
okay,
like
I guess that was just a thing.
What is it? The Nuna romance one, the My Old, I want to say
Dear Boy.
Yeah, My Dear Boy, where they had that like really long one too, and then it would just like show up randomly in the middle of an episode. But it's like sometimes, especially if it's like on Viki, sometimes the person who's actually like editing the video for Viki, sometimes they'll like cut it out and sometimes they won't. Like it's never consistent. So sometimes you're just like won't get it at all in one episode and you're like, that was off, that was weird, and then it's like back on the next episode.
And then you have like 5 of them. It's like, okay.
Oh, okay. They had someone fill in for someone today.
But Jasper is great.
Yeah.
Yes, Jasper
now that we've like
great.
went on a rampage with C-dramas, Jasper is really great. He is definitely worth checking out. I watched a lot of like, there's some random clips on line and like some random interviews. Not all of it's subbed. That's kind of the biggest problem, but there are interviews subbed, and especially now that he's been on Netflix shows, there's some really cute swoon videos up that you can watch, especially with him and Lee Seung-gi, and then for all the Triad Princess stuff. He's definitely one to, like, kind of check out, because he's really, like, he seems like an actually, like, really cool guy and, like, a really fun guy. You get the sense that he's actually, like, a very nice human being, and you want to be around him. That's how he's kind of, like, in his Instagram posts, too. He kind of just seems that, like, very nice. Like, what you see in Together seems to be what he kind of is. So, my cat's here.
Meow.
Meow, meow. Do you
like
Jasper?
I like Jasper.
My cat was also here, but she was just chewing on some plastic, and I did that, and she went away.
When I was watching, I forgot to mention it during our episode. All of a sudden, Seung-gi would say a different name towards Jasper. I was like, is this a Korean name or something? But then I went and looked up. I was like, oh, it's Jasper's, like, real name. I see. He started using it way more as the show progressed. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, was that a nickname he gave him? Because, you know, that would be a thing Seung-gi would do.
That's true. Yeah. Like, some of the interviews pop up by his real name.
Yeah, it's Liu Yi Hao is his real name.
Well, and that's kind of...
if you're wondering.
You would say it sounded Korean, too. What did I miss? He has a Korean name now? Wait. What's going on?
I really like him.
I do too.
Everybody can, like, fall in love with him, and we can all collectively have a crush on him. Because you really can't watch a, like, Jasper show and not, like, have some sort of crush on him. Like, it's just really hard. He's just an adorable guy.
He gets you right in your kokoro, you know? Like...
you could be having a crappy day, and then he does his little slow smile thing, and it's like...
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, also, I mean, like, we talked about this, but if you didn't actually listen to our C-pop episode that we did a couple of months ago, Jasper's in a group. Technically, I guess he's not in it anymore. It's called Morning Call. He was the guitarist for it. They're a really great group. If you're looking for some music, check it out. Also, the 2 movies that, like, Sky and I talked about, he sings and plays the guitar in. So if you're looking for, like, more Jasper content, he does have a pretty good singing voice. Not that he uses it, but...
In More Than Blue, like, he was really good. That one's...
He's wonderful.
Yeah.
We like him.
He's just, like, an all-around great guy.
He has a pretty good shot, and especially now that he's done Together, like... Surely they're gonna make him pop up in more, be it variety.
I mean, he has to, because, I mean, he's, like, for the past couple of years, he's been popping up in a lot of the award shows, like the Korean award shows, and he is really good friends with a lot of people. Like, I know that, like, Haha and him get along really well. Him and Yuna from Girls' Generation really clicked, especially because she can actually, you know, speak to him and he understands. And she kind of, like, took him under her wing during one of the award shows because they kept on being paired up in interviews, and so she was able to kind of translate and help him out, and they're very cute together. There's a lot of interactions, and you can definitely tell that, like, he is really heavily trying to get into the Korean entertainment like system, so I definitely can see him showing up more, especially now that Together happened. I think that was kind of like, it seems to be like the biggest push.
Yeah.
Of course, we have the obstacle of the COVID thing right now. So that kind of holds things back.
Like, you know, stops
Nothing is happening right now. We just, you know, we're all existing.
Well, it doesn't help as far as, like, him being in Taiwan and trying to do stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's gonna nix a little bit for a while for him, but go watch him. He's worth it.
Yes. We all have very divergent, like, ideas and likes in our shows, and if we're all like, yes, go, watch, yes, you know that we're giving you the quality goods here. We're not, you know,
for review.
Yeah. And you probably are aware of his existence, but if you're not, you need to become more aware of his existence.
Aren't you in for a treat if you are not aware of his existence yet?
I would love to be back to the first time that I saw Jasper Liu.
And hey, if you even want to start at the before we get married level, that is up to you, my friend.
I mean,
Hey.
towards the end of the episode, or the series, it really pays off.
I mean, if you're new to Taiwanese dramas, we will say, I will say anyway, Taiwanese drama kissing is like the pinnacle. It's the good stuff. Like
Okay.
that's where if you like kissing, that's where you go.
That's why, since they were my first dramas, and then
Korean.
you enter everything else and you're like, what is going on?
These grown adults. Yeah.
What? What? Grown adults doing adult things? My goodness.
What? Why? What? Oh.
Actually, I will admit that the first handful of K-dramas I did watch, like, it had pretty good kissing in it, so I can't say much. But
I mean, the cable stuff, if it's a JTBC or a TVN, it's going to be better than the SBS and the KBS. But even those are better now than they used to be.
One of my first ones was Coffee Prince, and that had some really great ones.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're like, oh
You know
yeah.
what? Coffee Prince does have some pretty good smooches in it. You know, there's some scenes in that are
They like bounce to a J drama, which is like fine with anything. Like
whatever.
Like,
whatever.
But based on also what we just said, in case you're not aware, when it does come to like kissing stuff in K-dramas, it does actually matter what network and stuff because there are different rules. So if you see a drama and you're like, that was some lame kissing, that doesn't necessarily mean that the actors made that choice. It's probably dictated by the rules. Mm-hmm. So like, even though it might be a bummer or it might even look pretty silly, quite often it's just the way it has to be.
It's literally like, a rule that they have to do.
The difference between you're watching something on ABC or you're watching something on HBO. Like, there's going to be a difference there because one is cable and one is like primetime family viewing. Like, it's like that in Korea too.
Yep. And then you got movies, and that's a totally different
then Korean movies, no rules. No rules in Korean
But they don't
movies.
tell
They
you.
do what they
And so
want.
then you're like, oh god.
You never know, and you're just like, whoa, oh, that was kitty. Okay. Woo, alrighty. Oh boy.
My first Korean movie was what's it called? My PS Partner. With and I was like, what is going on?
That movie is spicy. Like, that was one of my first Korean movies too. One of my first Korean movies that I saw, just thinking it was a historical.
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
Are you gonna say The Handmaid?
No. It's one called A Frozen Flower, and that goes wild. That show has no holds barred. It's got everyone's fucking everyone in that show. Like, dear Lord. Woo.
So yeah, if you get used to the chaste kisses of a certain network and then you leap over to different types of movies, prepare thyself is all I'm saying. So now that we've covered everything.
Yeah, everything, like
everything.
Everything under
Jasper.
the sun. To Jasper and beyond.
It's not always the way, though.
True.
Jasper is the happy pill for like a sad day. Like he
really is. He's really great to have right now. You're just like, I'm really sad. Go pop it on together.
Yep.
I mean, even pleasantly surprised. He's very sweet in that. So
I'm really liking. I mean, I'm only an episode and a half into that one, but like, he just seems like a really nice person. Like his whole mentality is, wait, is this the girl that I knew in the past? She was so nice when she was little. What happened to make her cranky? Like, I should talk to her. Like, it's just, it's so sweet.
And I appreciate that part of the show that it's not like they were cute little boyfriend and girlfriend ones. You know, they didn't. It was just that they, it was more of like almost a family thing, a little bit And so he's not coming from a place of, I had a crush on you when I was younger. Nope, it doesn't go there, really.
No. Well, and the fact of that in their past, they both have a memory of French cuisine and stuff that is a good childhood memory, which explains why they both got into working in French restaurants. Like, that's, like, it kind of is a connection that explains why they wind up in the same place as adults, too. Like, and I mean, we didn't talk about it too much today, but Triad Princess, we did a whole episode on that.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun.
We enjoyed it. It was fun.
I finally finished it.
I think I need to watch 2 more episodes.
We're just like knocking off anything that could.
Like, the thing is, like, it ends on a. They were definitely expecting a season 2.
Well,
right.
And then,
Yeah, life.
Nobody planned for this.
No.
It's funny because with Jasper, like, you get kind of used to, like, oh, cute face, like, really pleasant, usually characters even. And then all of a sudden they'll be like, hey, his shirt's off. It's like, whoa, I didn't even, like, you don't think about the whole, like, physique aspect of him all that often. And then all of a sudden a show will pull out. It's like, oh, forgot. Yeah, you have a pretty body.
Also bonus.
My daughter walked in, like, on that scene at the end of, like, the first episode of Pleasantly Surprised, when you're pleasantly surprised when Jasper's shirtless. And she was like, Mom? And then she's like, what is, okay?
You're like, listen, child, you don't need to know what mommy's up to right now. It's my private time. Get out.
I'm having a Jasper moment.
One day you'll become me, child. We all become me in our own ways. Anyway, this has been another episode of the Certified Nunas, where we talked about how much we like our cute little happy bean, Jasper Liu, who you can find on various shows and movies and variety shows and dramas, and he's a delight, and he's so cute, and he has little dimples, and he has cute curly hair. He kind of has, like, the personality of, like, a sweet puppy. Like, you just want to, like, hug him. I think to sum up Jasper Liu is he's the sort of guy that your mom wants you to bring home.
Well,
now
he's been named Taiwan's most adorable boyfriend by the media.
So it's like perfect. Yes.
Yep.
Perfect. So yeah, this has been Certified Nunas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment. Thank you for listening, and if you want to mix up where you're listening to us, we are on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher, YouTube, and of course all of our episodes are on certifiednunas.com, our website where we have links to everything that we talk about. If you like listening to us talk about music, we also have several Spotify playlists. You can search Certified Nunas and find us there, and we also link those as well. If you want to become an official supporter of this podcast, you can go to ko-fi.com/certifiednunas and become an official coffee sponsor. We put up little fun things on there, things that get cut out of episodes, like, good times. And if you want to follow us on social media and, like, chat with us, we love chatting with people on social media. We're pretty much addicted to it, and we're on everything. We got everything. We have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram that's very K-pop centric for all you K-pop fans. We also have a Tumblr, that's a thing still, but of course the main place to find us is on Twitter, where we just live constantly, and our username is always @CertifiedNunas, all one word, and that's where you can find us. Anyway, we hope that you have a safe and fun week. Wear your masks and wash your hands. All right, have a great week, and stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye-bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.